Good morning. Today we're going to look at the angles that are formed when two lines intersect. So we have a number of angles that are formed when two lines intersect. So we have one line and the next line intercepts it. So now we have the vertex at this point where they meet. Let us label our points. So we can call this line ABD and this line CBE. So the point where they intercept, we call it B. Alright, so our number of angles are formed. We have angle ABC. We have angle CBD, we have angle DBE or EBD, whichever way you want to call it, and we have angle ABE. Alright, first we're going to look at adjacent angles. So adjacent angles are non-overlapping angles that share a ray. What do we mean by they share a ray? They share one of these rays. So we know it has an end point and it goes on and never stops. So angle ABC, we can look at BC being the ray. It shares a ray with, so it would be adjacent to angle DBC. If you notice, they share the same BC. So that's the ray that they share. Then we have angle ABE, BE being that ray. Alright, is adjacent to angle DBE. So if you notice, they share the same ray, BE. We could go on and list on many more, but we're just identifying a few. Alright, next we have vertical angles. So vertical angles are formed when two lines are intercepted, or when two lines is intercepted. Alright, so what are vertical angles? Alright, so vertical angles means they are opposite the vertex. So they are opposite the vertex. So this is the vertex, so they are on opposite side of the vertex. So angle ABC and angle DBE would be vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles? We know that vertical angles are equal. So angle ABC is equal to angle DBE. Another set of vertical angles we could state would be angle DBC and angle ABE. Those would be vertical angles as well, since they are opposite each other on the vertex, so they would also be equal. Alright, so let us move on. So what is the measure in degrees of angle B? So if we know that vertical angles are equal, we can actually solve. We can find the measure of missing angles. So in this question, we notice that this angle is vertical to this angle because we can see the two lines that intercept, two straight lines that are intercepted. So these two angles are vertical angles. So we know that 40 would be equal to B plus 20. Since both angles are equal, we can write an equation. How do we get B by itself? We subtract 20 from both sides. And we see that B would be equal to 20. So the angle B would be 20 degrees. Alright, next we have complementary angles. We say that complementary angles are angles that have a sum of 90 degrees. So for this question, they say ray EG splits right angle DEF into two angles. We have DEG, which is 3x, and we have GEF, which is 36. Find the value of x. So since we know that these, and this little box tells us that it's 90 degrees, so we know the sum of these two angles is 90 degrees, we can write an equation. So we have 3x plus 36 would be equal to 90. That would be our equation since they are complementary. Subtracting 36 from both sides, we see that 3x would be equal to 54. From there, we can divide both sides by 3, and we see that x would be equal to 18. Alright, so remember, this is not, x is not an angle, so the 18 is not 18 degrees, it's just x equal 18, because 18 is just the value of x in this question. After which, we have supplementary angles. We say that two angles are supplementary if they have a sum of 180 degrees. So two angles are shown are supplementary. Find the value of x. So what do we mean by that? These two angles, they have a sum of 180 degrees. So 50 plus x over 2 minus 4 is equal to 180. So these two angles are supplementary, so they have a sum of 180 degrees. Alright, we can identify our like terms. So we have 50 minus 4x, and this term has an x in it, so it's different. So 50 minus 4 would give us 46, plus x over 2 is equal to 180. We can subtract 46 from both sides, and we see that x over 2 is equal to 134. From there, to get x by itself, we know that we need to multiply both sides by 2. So we see that x would be equal to 268. We can check our answer. 268 divided by 2 minus 4. So 268 divided by 2 would give me 134. And we minus 4, we get 130. So 130 plus 50 does give us 180. So we know we are correct. Alright, thank you for watching. Goodbye.